Introduction. In the refined world of Victorian London, beauty was admired, youth was worshipped, and reputation was everything. It is within this world that the story of Dorian Gray unfolds. A story not merely about a man, but about desire, conscience, and the hidden cost of living without limits. This audiobook explores how a single wish, spoken in vanity, reshapes a life. It examines the tension between appearance and reality, pleasure and morality, the soul and the self. Though written in the 19th century, its questions remain deeply modern. Chapter 1. The Studio of Basil Hallward. Basil. Hallward was a painter who believed art revealed the soul of its creator. In his studio stood his finest work, a portrait of a young man whose beauty surpassed anything Basil had ever seen. That young man was Dorian Gray. Lord Henry Wotton, a friend of Basil, observed the portrait with fascination. He spoke freely of pleasure, youth, and the futility of moral restraint. Basil warned him not to influence Dorian, sensing danger in Lord Henry's ideas. When Dorian arrived, innocent and unformed, Lord Henry's words struck deeply. For the first time, Dorian became aware of his own beauty and its temporary nature. Chapter 2. Lord Henry's Philosophy. Lord Henry spoke to Dorian about life as an experiment in pleasure. He dismissed self-denial and praised indulgence as the highest purpose of existence. Dorian listened with growing intensity. He began to fear aging, loss, and decay. Standing before his portrait, Dorian realized the painting would remain young while he would grow old. Overcome with emotion, he wished that the portrait would age instead of him, even if it meant giving up his soul. Chapter 3. The Dangerous Wish. The wish lingered in the air, spoken half in jest, half in despair. Basil dismissed it, yet felt uneasy. Dorian left the studio changed. A seed had been planted. The portrait, flawless and youthful, remained behind, silent, waiting. Chapter 4. Sibyl Vane. Dorian soon became enamored with Sibyl Vane, a young actress performing in a small theater. He admired her not as a person, but as an artistic ideal. Sibyl's talent brought Shakespeare's heroines to life. To Dorian, she was art incarnate. He promised to marry her, believing love had elevated him beyond Lord Henry's influence. Chapter 5. Love and Cruelty. When Sibyl fell in love with Dorian, her acting suffered. She could no longer pretend, having discovered real emotion. Dorian was humiliated. He rejected her harshly, calling her worthless without her talent. That night, Dorian noticed a subtle change in the portrait. The expression had grown cruel. Chapter 6. The portrait's secret. Sibyl Vane took her own life. Dorian felt sorrow, but Lord Henry reframed the tragedy as something poetic rather than moral. Dorian accepted the explanation. The portrait now bore the mark of his cruelty. Dorian realized the wish had come true. He locked the painting away. Chapter 7. A Life of Indulgence. Dorian devoted himself to pleasure. His face remained unchanged. While rumors spread of his corrupt influence, the portrait absorbed every sin. Chapter 8. Years passed, time moved forward. Dorian stayed young. The painting grew monstrous. Chapter 9. The Yellow Book. Lord Henry gave Dorian a book that glorified excess and sensation. It became Dorian's guide. His life became an experiment without conscience. Chapter 10. The Locked Room. Dorian hid the portrait in a locked room. Only he would witness its transformation. Chapter 11. Basil returns. Basil confronted Dorian about the rumors. Dorian showed him the portrait. Basil was horrified. Chapter 12. Murder. In a moment of rage, Dorian murdered Basil Hallward. The portrait smiled. Chapter 13. Fear. Dorian blackmailed a former friend to dispose of the body. Guilt followed him everywhere. Chapter 14. The Opium Dens. Seeking escape, Dorian wandered into London's darkest corners. The past pursued him. Chapter 15. James Vane, Sibyl's brother, sought revenge. Fate intervened. Chapter 16. False relief. Dorian believed himself free, but the portrait still judged him. Chapter 17. The final attempt. Dorian attempted one good deed. The portrait grew worse. Chapter 18. Realization. Dorian understood that his soul could not be deceived. Chapter 19. The end. Dorian destroyed the portrait. The servants found an old, ruined man dead. The portrait was restored to beauty. Outro. The story of Dorian Gray reminds us that beauty without conscience decays, that pleasure without responsibility consumes, and that the soul, though hidden, always keeps its account. This is not merely a Gothic tale, it is a mirror